Pure Nebraska, sponsored by Acres Equipment.
Hi everyone, it is Tuesday, August 16th.
And this is Pure Nebraska.
Well, we are certainly glad to have you here for another edition of Pure Nebraska. I'm John Vanderford.
And I'm Taryn Vanderford, and all of LPS back to school today. Upperclassmen reporting to high school, and it's kind of cool for them, first day of school, but nice.
Cool in many ways. Cool to go back to school and cool outdoors as well, right? Yeah. Time to check in with Brad right now. It is cooler today, and that's kind of nice.
It is cool. Temperatures for most of us in the 60s, really not too far from that average, but the afternoon temperatures will be cool for this time of year. Right now in Lincoln, 64, cloudy. We've had some drizzle, light rain showers, cloudy, 61 at Grand Island, cloudy in O'Neill and 62, North Platte 65, and mainly cloudy skies. Low temperatures this morning for most of us, again, lower 60s, pretty close to average, 62 in Lincoln, 61 at Grand Island, 60 in Ainsworth, and 64 in North Platte. We are going to see some clouds linger in the Lincoln area through much of the day, and even a slight chance for a leftover sprinkle or shower this afternoon. We might see some peaks of sunshine in the Lincoln area by mid to late afternoon at about 74 for the high. North Platte could see cloudy skies for much of the day, about 72 or at least the lower 70s with a slight chance of a shower. The Kearney area may stay in the 60s for highs due to cloudy skies for much of the day and a slight chance for a sprinkle or a shower. And Norfolk looking at some lower 70s this afternoon with eventually some peaks of sunshine for later this afternoon. We are looking at some warmer temperatures over the next few days, returning closer to average. I'll have that full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Brad. Well, during the Civil War, many regular troops were taken from Plains military posts to fight in the east.
With fewer troops around this area, Native American tribes seized on this opportunity to drive white settlers from their land. On August 7th, 1864, several tribes made concerted attacks along the Oregon Trail, and that event is remembered yet today. Now, the events of 1864 were recently reenacted during a celebration in the community of Oak. In this segment, John takes us to that town to see some of the reenactments firsthand.
Live from Lincoln, this is 10:11 Now at noon.
Thank you for joining us for 10:11 Now at noon. I'm Brian Shaver. A bicyclist's injuries are not life-threatening after being hit by a vehicle last night in Lincoln. Now, these are images of the scene at 27th and Cornhusker around 9 o'clock. Investigators say the car was heading southbound on 27th when the driver hit the bicyclist who was crossing 27th Street at the time. Investigators say there are conflicting reports about what color the light was at the time. It's also unclear if rain played a factor in that crash.
Live from Lincoln, this is 10:11 Now, first at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to First at 4. I'm Taryn Vanderford. It is primary day in two key red states, Alaska and Wyoming, where Congresswoman Liz Cheney is in the political fight of her life. Both elections offer some of the final tests for former President Donald Trump and his brand of politics ahead of the November election. Robert Costa has more from Jackson, Wyoming.
Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney was accompanied by her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, as she cast her ballot for re-election.
Live from Lincoln, this is 10:11 Now at 5.
Coming up, from school safety to mental health, we're discussing important topics with LPS's new leader.
Plus, a massive climate, healthcare, and tax bill is signed into law.
First, two major issues are working against Nebraska farmers this year. It's our top story on 10:11 Now at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelsey Passolt.
And I'm Cole Miller. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has released their latest crop report, and the numbers don't spell out great news for Nebraska farmers.
Production numbers for major crops are down. 10:11 Now's Madison Pitch spoke with an economist today. She joins us in our studio with more. Madison. In Nebraska, the corn production forecast for this year is down 8% from last year's production. Soybeans are down 13% too. This decrease is due largely to the drought the state experienced this planting season. The USDA report released this past Friday shows that based on conditions on August 1st, Nebraska farmers are expecting to produce 1.7 billion bushels of corn this year.
Live from Lincoln, this is 10-11 now at 6.
Coming up, an award-winning campaign, Visit Nebraska, takes home a top honor.
Plus, the countdown is on. The Huskers will soon head to Ireland, and fans are just as excited as the team to make the trip.
But first, crop concerns, why farmers and their fields are taking a hit this year. It's our top story on 10-11 now at 6. Good evening. I'm Kelsey Passold.
And I'm Cole Miller. It's bad news for some of the hardest working Nebraskans, as a new report shows agriculture in our state is facing an economic downturn.
Major crops like corn, beans, and even alfalfa hay all seeing a decrease in production. 10-11 Now's Madison Pitch has more on what's contributing to this problem. Good evening, Madison. Yeah, Cole, Kelsey, there are a number of factors at play here. Drought this summer hurt production yields, and inflation means these crops cost a lot to plant. All of this adds up to an economic stress for the drivers of a major sector of Nebraska's economy.